Hi, Adrian Manyathelo here. Today I just want us to talk about a great topic here, which says cultivating the garden of success. Just to remind you as well that we are doing episodes here in this channel where we literally teach you the total shortcut, right? Which is a process that we are following and we've been following for many years. That's very, very successful. That you'll be very interested in. But today we are discussing this great topic, right? And the first thing you got to realize is that when you are cultivating a garden, number one, you follow certain principles. Principle number one is that you have to own the garden, right? And when you own something, you really feel part of it, right? That's why it's important in anything you do. You have to start by owning it first. It doesn't matter if it's a vision, you own it. If it's some project you are doing, you own the project. Right? Very, very important you own it. And then the second thing that you need to do, you need to create the garden. And there's three ways you create the garden. Number one, first you create the garden in your mind by thinking, okay, I'm going to have this garden and I want it to be like this and like that, right? That thing that you created in your thought, in your mind, right? Then what you do, you speak about it, right? For example, me and my wife, we do gardening, and we go there almost every other day, right? Now, we discuss first what kind of a garden that we want, what we're going to be doing in the garden, and then after that, you create your actions. Actually, you put the thing into work, right? Very, very important. That's principle number two. So principle number one is that you own the garden. Number two, you create the garden. And number three, you prepare your field today, right? Very, very important that you prepare your field today, because preparation is very, very important for your success. For example, you do like things like put manure into the garden. You do things like cultivating it. You do things like getting rid of anything else that you need to get rid that you don't want in that garden. Very, very important. And by the way, these principles also apply for farming, right? And then the next thing you need to do, you need to protect the seed. Right? This reminds me of my grandma, right? When I used to farm many years ago with my grandma. She used to do something that I've never forgotten. Every time after harvest, right, she would take the seeds and she would take the seed of everything that we were harvesting from. Like, for example, she would get the seed of maize, beans, whatever else that we were doing, sorghum, let me see, every other seed that you can think of, right? She should get all of them and put them in separate bags and then hide them on top of the granary. And seeds are there not to be eaten, so they'll be kept there for years and years and years, right? Which is something that really, really excited me as a child as I was growing up. I used to like that, what she was doing, and I've never forgotten it. Because, you know, you could be as hungry as much as you want, but you will never touch the seed. So you protect the seed. Very important to protect the seed. The next thing, you go to focus. Now, focus is the power that causes people to rise to greatness or to remain in mediocrity, right? So focus is very, very important. What will happen, you see, whenever you're doing anything, there will always be something that will try to break your focus, right? There will always be something that will try to be more important than what we are doing, right? But I have found that most of the time, you as well, you may not distinguish between the two things, because you got to know the difference between goal setting and game plan, right? Now, goal setting is when you decide that I'm going to have this garden and I'm going to put this thing in this garden and I'm going to make sure that this garden produces this for me. That's your goal setting. that does not change, right, until it's achieved. Now, game plan is the one that changes. So whatever you do, make sure that you know which one is the goal and which one is the game plan, right? Sometimes you might find people coming up to you and say, why don't you try this to achieve your goal? Or maybe they don't tell you to achieve your goal, but why don't you try this? And you realize, if you realize that they are talking about the game plan, then you would get that advice and help you out from where you are stuck in, right? I hope that's clear enough. Very, very important. Those are important principles, right? So once you have done all this, right, you've done your gardening, you know your gardening is right. Remember, our topic is cultivating the garden of success, right? How to achieve that success that you need, okay? And to achieve it, you will need to follow someone most of the time, right? And in this case, I would suggest that you follow your mentor, right? A mentor is very, very important in everything that you do. Right. I messed up with my picture here, so I don't know where I have gone. I'm trying to get myself to come back on, but that doesn't matter to keep us entertained. I'll just go ahead anyway with my recording because I'm almost at the end. Right, so what you need then is something called a mentor or a coach. Now, a coach is very, very important for your business, and the reason why they're so important is because let me put it in a story. I remember when I was in high school, because my life really changed in high school. Everything that I talk about is based on most of the things that really changed me happened in high school, right? So when I was in high school, I had a problem, right, in mastering maths. So, and the reason was that I realized that I could not go beyond 50-something%, no matter how hard I try, right? I don't know if you've ever faced that in your life where you are really, really trying so hard and nothing seems to be happening. So I was doing that, and I was doing my very, very best, and I couldn't achieve. So one day I got sick of it, and I decided I was going to seek for help, right? So I went to see my teacher, my maths teacher. He was my maths teacher at that time, imagine. And I went to see the same guy who was teaching me. And when I went to see him, he talked to me for 5 minutes and literally just showed me the principle behind doing very well, not only in maths but in everything, right? 5 minutes. And in 5 minutes, from that day, that took my marks from 50-something% to 90-something%. And it never stopped until I finished university. I was doing the same thing. Principle that he taught me just changed my life. That's how powerful coaching is, right? And that's what we are here for, right? In business, we're here to help you in business. We're here to help you in whatever. Maybe you are a professional, want to achieve something. We're here to help you, right? And what I'm going to do is, if you click on that link below this video, right, and you make sure you put your best email address, the one that works, right, what I'll do is I'll send you a few things, right? I hope I don't do that thing again, because that's how I did it last time. Number one, I'll send you a link where you can download a free PDF worksheet that will help you create wealth applying these ideas that we are teaching here, including a full transcript of today's episode. And by the way, it may not be me in those episodes, it might be one of my business partners, but it's all good and will be quite similar to what I've just taught you, right? Number two, you'll be able to grab a free audio to transform your unconscious mind, as you listen again and again, right? And number 3, you'll be able to make money transforming the marketplace by creating value and empowering others, right? Very, very powerful stuff. That I will do for you. That I promise. And thank you so much for listening to me today. And I'll talk to you again very soon. Bye for now.